Good morning, students. This is the third video of the chapter Women, Caste and Reform. And in this particular video, we are going to discuss the contribution of various social reformers in removing the caste system from our country. We'll also try to analyze that how the social reformers came and they completely turned the caste system in a positive way. So let us discuss this topic in detail. Raja Ram Mohan Roy, the great pioneer, the great social reformers, he quoted the ancient Buddhist text to criticize the caste system through his book. And after reading various texts from the Buddhism, he started criticizing the caste system, because after reading it, he came to know that caste system was outdated or caste system was irrelevant in our country. Pratna Samaj also was established, and which the people were following the Bhakti tradition, and they believed that spiritually all the people are equal. So the caste system that was made at the time, it was made by certain interested group. The Paramhans Mandli was founded in Bombay in 1840 to work for the abolition of caste, and we found that many social reformers, many groups and many organizations also came forward and they started criticizing the caste system. Most of the reformers and members of these associations were from upper caste. So it is very important to understand that most of the reformers, most of the organization that was formed to abolish the caste system consisted of upper class only. Few upper class were very liberal in their approach, and they understood that whatever was going on in the society, it was completely wrong and it was baseless. So that is why most of the people from upper class only, they criticized the old caste system. And particularly, they violated caste taboos regarding food and touch in secret meetings. Whenever the secret meeting was arranged, because at the time the Hindu orthodoxy system was there and they were not going to allow them to discuss it openly. So that is why most of the social reformers, they met secretly, and after that they discussed the taboos, and they told clearly to the masses that it is a wrong thing that has been established in the society. So this is how the social reformers came forward and they criticized the caste system. Similarly, on that ground, we need to understand here that during 19th century, many Christian missionaries started setting up schools for tribal groups and lower caste children. Here we need to understand that many Christian missionaries came and they started setting up schools for tribal groups. Education gave them a tool to change their world. At the same time, many poor began to migrate to cities in search of job. Some also went to work in plantation in Assam, Mauritius, Trinidad and Indonesia. Work in the new location gave them an opportunity to get rid of an oppression which they suffered at the hand of upper caste people back in their villages. So we need to understand here that many groups came and they got knowledge, particularly the tribal groups. Tribal groups were getting knowledge from the missionaries. Now, missionaries group was another group that came from Britain, and they started teaching the downtrodden people, particularly the tribal one. And after that, after getting the knowledge, they started migrating from their village to the next cities. And some of them, they were booked as workers in the plantation area in Assam, Mauritius, Trinidad and Indonesia. So here, work in the new location gave them opportunity to get rid of the oppression. So when they started working under the new area, under the new atmosphere, they understood that caste system is baseless. So the attack that was done by social reformers, it came in the limelight, and finally they understood, all of them understood the system. So now let us discuss the contribution of another scholars also. Here we are going to discuss about Baba Bhimrao Ambedkar. We have to understand that here several job opportunities was given apart from as a worker. Many job opportunities was given to the educated person by cutting across the caste line. It is given here. For example, the army offered many opportunities. The father of B.R. Ambedkar was a simple teacher at an army school, and Ambedkar belonged to the Mahar caste, an untouchable caste in Maharashtra. So finally he got opportunity to learn there. He got an opportunity to work there, and finally got an opportunity to get education there, although he was from the untouchable group. And we can easily understand that his father was also a school teacher, and he was from the army school. By the second half of the 19th century, people from the non-Brahmin caste also began to organize movement against caste discrimination. So before that, many upper classes from different groups, they started organizing their movement against the caste system, and after that we found that many non-Brahmin caste also started their organizing their movement against the caste system or against the caste discrimination. One such important movement was going on, and after that we found that many movements like Sanatani movement started in central India, and it was founded by Baba Ghasidas. He worked among the leather workers and organized a movement to improve the social status. Similarly, Haridas Thakur Matwa also, he started working in the Bengal, and he worked hard, he worked effortlessly. He worked very hard for the Chandal cultivators. So here we found that the caste system that was present at the time, it was having very deep roots. And from all across the country, different groups came, different groups emerged, and they started cutting down the roots. Now, after that we have to understand the contribution of one very important man. His name was Jyoti Rao Phule, and he was the most vocal amongst the lower caste leaders. He was born in 1827, he studied in Christian missionary school, and he attacked the Brahmins' claim to superiority. He argued that the Aryans were foreigners who subjugated the true children of the country. He said that the upper caste had no right to land and power, and the land belonged to the lower caste people who were original inhabitants of the land in the peninsula. Phule founded the Satya Sodhak Samaj, and to promote caste equality, he wrote a book called Gulamgiri. We have to understand this book was very important book that opened the eyes of many Indians. In 1873, he dedicated his book to all those Americans who had fought against slavery. So finally, he wrote in his book that how the slaves were treated in their own country, how the slaves were treated in the foreign countries, and how they were getting the punishment. And after that, he raised the voice also that what is the fault of the lower caste to get such treatment. So finally, he was the very important vocal, or he was the very important pioneer in this regard to remove the caste system from India. His contribution is very important. His contribution cannot be forgotten in the Indian history. So through his book, he enlightened the lower caste as well as upper caste. Now after that, the last contribution that we need to understand here was the temple entry movement. Now question is here, who could enter temples? So we need to understand here, there was a time when there was a domination of upper caste or particularly Brahmins in the temples. No untouchables, no lower groups were allowed to get entry into the temples. In the ancient time, the temples were having a very large piece of land. They were constructed over a large piece of land in which almost all the facilities were there, like wells were there, ponds were there. But not a single untouchable was allowed to go there to get the water or to get glimpse of the God. So this was the problem at the time, and untouchables and particularly the lower caste was facing this problem. Now you have to understand that it is written here that in 1927 Ambedkar started the temple entry movement. It was on the initiative of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar that finally temple entry movement was started, and it was supported by Mahar caste. Brahmins priests were outraged when the Dalit used water from the temple tank. It is clear that when the temple tank was there and from there water was taken away by the Mahar group or by the other group, the Brahmin priests were getting very angry. Even the untouchables were getting punishment for getting the water. And water is a natural resource. So question was raised that how any priest or any Brahmins could stop the natural resource. Ambedkar led 3 such movements for temple entry between 1927 and 1935, and his aim was to make everyone see the power of caste prejudice within society. So his intention was to open the eyes of the ordinary Indians and to raise their voice against the class injustice, against the caste injustice or the caste discrimination. So this is how finally the untouchables or the so-called poor class people or the downtrodden people, they got opportunity to get entry into the temple, and finally the temple was opened for them, and from thereafter this practice is going on in all the parts of India. Still some problems are there in few temples in India, We may have heard in recent news that few temples are there who are still not open for any particular caste or any particular women group. So this practice is there in few states only, in few areas only, but rest of the country still no problem is there, and everyone is entering, everyone is getting the glimpse of God without any discrimination. Thank you so much.